how important is it now for composers to have albums or recordings of just their music? I mean, is it used? Yes, we have SoundCloud and we can hear samples of live performances, but does an actual recorded album or having something on a label, does that affect the upwardness of a composer's career?
I think probably. I was very slow with getting recordings going. I had written a lot of orchestral music before any of it started to be recorded, and really only now in my 40s is it kind of starting to be recorded. It's very expensive to do, and it takes a lot of initiative and a lot of fundraising on the part of the composer and the performing organization as well. But that is serious work, and it's something that I didn't take on when the pieces were being written, and so now I'm working on getting things recorded. It is important to have recordings because, people still read scores, but not really. You can't really look at a score like in the movie Amadeus and oh my, this is amazing, this is miraculous. It just doesn't happen. Back in the 18th century there was like a style, and the strings function this way, the winds function this way, the horns, and so when you looked at a score you pretty much could hear it. But these days everything is different. So you really do need a recording to send to someone. They need to be able to just hit play on the MP3 and go, wow, hey, this is.
But isn't it just a matter of time also before people will not be having CDs?
Yes, I was just going to say that. I think the album is probably something that's not so important. I think the sound file has become so. We still think. We're still putting together CDs that are a CD length, but I just wonder how relevant it will be a few years from now.
Well, I think part of the question or the idea is it a recording in which the musicians have gone into a studio and that's edited and mastered versus just putting up some microphones in a performance venue and having a live performance. Is there a difference, and is that important, or does that affect?
I think my feeling, maybe it's a sort of paranoia, is that everything affects everything. And so, having the pieces recorded under the best possible circumstances is probably the way to go. But it's very expensive. You cannot do an orchestral recording in a studio anymore. It's not done.
Where is it done?
It's done in the performances. So the orchestra will record the 3 performances and then splice them together and come up with something that works. And maybe they do a patch session at the end, which is really nice if that's possible. But that's affordable, and that's the way most of it's done. We're doing a recording of my music at the Peabody Institute with Marin Alsop conducting, and it's great because we are in the studio. We have the students for hours and hours, and they're tremendous. They're so focused and on the entire 9 hours of recording this piece. It's just amazing. That's very rare, and so I think it's possible, if it's a chamber ensemble or a soloist, to actually have a recording session. You can fund that. I think it's possible to fund that, and I think it is. There seems to be a trend where people kind of like the garage kind of sound, just this unmessed with kind of recording these days. But I don't know. There's something about a wonderfully balanced, precise recording that really probably opens more doors, I would say.
Well, it does justice to the piece. I'm always amazed. Sometimes you go on YouTube to listen to something that you want to hear, and it's a terrible performance. And I often wonder, it's a contemporary piece, does the composer have any recourse?
I don't know, because there are a lot of those on my YouTube site. I'm not sure what can be done. I tend to just sort of let it go. But I'm not sure if there's anything legally that can be done. I think if somebody out there puts something on YouTube, it's kind of nothing you can do about it. But I think you can put some really good things on there yourself, so that those may rise to the top of the search, maybe.